you, Alan.
When you're ready,
Okay.
Chair.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon and welcome everybody to this special meeting of Education, Skills and Culture on the 19th of January 2022. As Tommy just said, the meeting will be recorded, and I would like to welcome any members of the public and press to today's meeting. Can I kindly ask you to observe the meeting only, as you are not allowed to speak or participate. The usual request to ensure that your phones are switched to silent to the duration of the meeting. And in addition, can I refer you to the protocols for remote meetings, which have been previously highlighted in the scrutiny committee. The next item on the agenda is to do a roll call. I'm Councillor Peter Rees, chair of today's meeting. Tommy, would you like to take a roll call, please?
Certainly, Chair. Thank you very much. I've marked you as present. Councillor Alan Lockyer.
Present, Tommy.
Thank you. We also have the Chair and the Vice Chair present of the previous scrutiny committee. Councillor Sonia Reynolds.
Present, Tammy.
Thank you. And Councillor Rydian Mason.
Yes, present, Tammy.
Thank you. On to officers. Andrew Thomas.
Present, Tammy.
Thank you. Rhiannon Crowhurst.
Present, Tammy.
Thank you. John Burge.
Here, Tammy.
Thank you. Hayley Lurvey.
Present, Tammy.
Thank you. Is Zoe Ashton present, or is she not present for this meeting? I'll take that as not present. Roger Bowen.
Present, Tammy.
Thank you. Liz Dennis.
Present, Tammy.
Thank you. Kate Windsor Brown.
Present.
Thank you. Mike Daly.
I think he was present earlier, Tammy, and
he was.
He picked the wrong meeting, didn't he?
he was, Andrew. Yeah, no problem. I won't mark Mike as present. Ian Guy.
I'm present, Tammy.
Thank you. Charlotte Davis.
Present.
Thank you. And myself, I'm Tammy Davis, the Democratic Services Officer. Have I missed anybody who's participating in the meeting off that roll call? No, then we are, Chair. The roll call is complete.
Thank you, Tom. Agenda item 3, Chair's announcements. I have no announcements for today's meeting. Agenda item 4, declarations of interest. Are there any declarations? If yes, Tommy will forward you an electronic version. I don't think there are, Tom, is there?
It doesn't look like it, Chair. No, thank you.
Okay, and agenda item 5, the minutes of the previous meetings of the special meeting on the 25th of November and the regular meeting also on the 25th of November 2021. Are there any points anybody want to raise anything from those minutes?
Chair, I think I had to declare an interest on this special because as a chair governor to the Knoll, there was an appointment, so I wasn't in that meeting, so I can't ratify that for you, but I can certainly ratify the second part of the meeting. It's minutes, sorry, second minutes.
Is that okay, Ian?
Yes. Obviously, if somebody wasn't present, it's going to be difficult for them to agree the minutes of a meeting they weren't at.
But
if you're happy, Chair, we can take those special minutes back to the next meeting of the Education Cabinet Board, and I will get another Cabinet member to stand by to approve those. Would that be okay?
Was Sonia present at that meeting? She was present at that meeting.
Sonia was, Chair, but she's not a decision maker of this Cabinet Board,
sorry.
unfortunately.
Okay, sorry. Okay, okay.
So we'll bring them back to the next meeting, and I'll have an extra Cabinet member present, Chair.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you.
And the meeting on the 25th of November, the other meeting, is that all right, Alan?
Yeah, I move that, Chair. Thanks very much.
Okay, that's moved. Okay. Agenda item 6, the forward work programme, is for noting
It is, Chair. If I could just come in at that point, just to let you all know that the Education, Skills and Culture Cabinet Board meeting scheduled for the, let's have a look, 31st of March will be cancelled because it was during the pre-election period. So the decision has been cancelled has been taken to cancel it. Officers are aware and any items will be either programmed into the new cycle of meetings 22-23 or will be put forward to the meeting of the 17th of Feb, Chair.
Okay, that's fine.
Just for info. Okay, thank you.
Thanks for that. Okay. Agenda item 7, the Welsh in Education Strategic Plan, the WESP. Anything added to add, Andrew?
Not really. I think the scrutiny sort of level of scrutiny, I don't mean that to be it wasn't appropriate or it was poor. I think it just shows a lot of people are happy with our WESP, and also there's been an awful lot of engagement with the relevant people as well. So what members have seen today, lots of organisations have seen previously, because we've used the WESP forum appropriately. They're happy with our WESP. It's just testament to the amount of work that's gone on by the likes of Kate and Rhiannon and Myron in the background as well. So again, I suppose, Peter, for me, just a thank you to those officers and to those organisations, and I hope that Council will view it in the positive light that the Scrutiny Committee did, and Welsh Government do as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure everybody would agree that the comments from Estin and the Language Commissioner and RAG, which are included in the report, are very heartening, actually. And well done to everybody. It is an excellent report anyway, and will take us forward for the next 10 years. So that's excellent. Well done, Rhiannon, and the team. Well done. So, Alan, are you prepared to move?
Yeah, I move that, Chair.
Okay.
Chair, would it be okay if I just took you back to the updated recommendation for the
Yes,
WESP
okay.
report?
Yeah,
There we are. So what you're agreeing to today, Chair, I'll read it out for you, is having given due regard to the integrated impact assessment circulated prior to the meeting and the responses to the consultation, the draft WESP be commended to Council for permission to submit to Welsh Government for approval.
I move that. Move.
It's been moved. Yeah, agreed. Okay, agenda item 8, the Strategic School Improvement Programme proposal to establish a new Welsh medium primary school in Neath. Anything to add, Andrew, Rhiannon?
Just
Kate?
one thing for clarity. Rhiannon mentioned that we haven't had a response from Welsh Government in terms of the Welsh Medium Capital Grant. Just to be clear with Cabinet, that if we don't get the money, then that doesn't endanger this proposal. We'll still push ahead because this is a functioning school at the moment. It's just if we do get the money, we'll be able to make a much better offer for the children, because for obviously we'll be spending the money upgrading certain facilities in the school. I hope we do get the funding, but it isn't dependent on the funding. I just want to make that point, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Rhiannon, you got anything to add? No.
No, nothing from me, Chair. Thank you. No.
Can I just ask a question? What impact is this going to have on the English-speaking school in the area?
Yeah, that's a good question. Now, we believe that this is the perfect place for this school, or this area, if you like, maybe not necessarily that particular point, but because there is a large increase in the primary pupil numbers in the area overall. So the 3 English medium schools in the area would be Coed Franc, Abbey Primary and Crumlin. And at the moment, Crumlin is just going through the roof. We've had to put a demountable classroom in there to accommodate all the extra children who live in the catchment area. Coed Franc is heading towards its full capacity. And as we know, when you open a new school, numbers always come from somewhere, and to fill that school as well. And Abbey is again full in many year groups, and it is very, very near its full capacity. So we feel there will be an impact over time. I'm sure there's bound to be, as numbers, there always is on any new, when any new school opens in an area, the numbers sort of fluctuate around for a little while. But we feel that this will have the least impact of anywhere else that we could open at the moment, because the numbers are so high anyway. There are more than enough children to fill another school, if you see what I mean. And in terms of the Welsh medium school, of course, it will allow those schools, Tillerin and Neath, to take on more children from their area, and enable these children to be able to within walking distance of a Welsh medium school. So we will monitor this, of course, as we go along, but our initial feeling is that the impact will be very small. Does that answer your question, Chair?
He's gone.
He's gone.
You frightened him, Rhiannon.
I think I did. I'm sorry for that.
I can see that Councillor Rees is still in the meeting. No.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there you are. Okay. Thank you, Chair.
You're on mute, I think, Chair.
No, your mic doesn't seem to be working, Chair. There we are. Yes. Oh. Chair, I believe it was that lead, whatever you pushed just now, because it did sound like your sound was coming back. No.
Tam, would it be helpful if I rung Councillor Rees? So we could.
He's left now, so he's going to come back in again, I think. Yeah, sorry, everyone, for the technical problems. He's coming back in now. There we are. Councillor Rees.
Am I audible now?
You are, Councillor Rees,
okay,
yes.
sorry for that. Sorry about that. Okay, so you move the recommend. I think this is excellent. That we are doing this for the right reasons, really. And despite of what Welsh Government's aspirations are, and but we are doing it for the right reasons. And I welcome this report, but I just asked that question because I wanted to make sure that we don't have any repercussions later on, Rhiannon, okay? But yeah, okay, Alan, you happy with the...
More than happy to recommend and move this, Chair.
Okay, so has that been moved, Sam? Okay.
Yes, Chair.
Agenda item 9, disposal of land and property, head of Abbey Infant School site. Rhiannon, you taking this?
I must be honest, Roger's done all the work on this, but if I just give you a bit of background, Abbey Primary Course is split across 3 sites. So the junior site is the one that we're proposing to use for the new Welsh Medium School. The early years site will be demolished as part of the build on the top of Longford, and so the infant site will be the one that's been declared surplus to requirements. I'm not sure, Roger, if you've got anything to add to the report.
Sorry, Roger, should have asked you. Yeah.
No, it's fine.
That's okay, Chair. No, Rhiannon and Chair, nothing to add to the report. It's a format and a way ahead that we've done with many schools that we've vacated in the past, tried and tested. And it's a case of hopefully members accepting that the site is a surplus or operational requirements, and then over to estates and property regeneration for them to take the next steps and possibly flesh out their reports to Regeneration Sustainable Development Board Committee about plans to do something with it after we vacated.
Thanks, Raj. Okay, we've read and taken into account the integrated impact assessment screening, and the recommendation is on page 142 of the report pack. Happy to move, Alan?
Yes, Chair, move that.
Thank you very much. And we go on to agenda item 10, the annual pupil attendance update. Is it John, you taking this?
Hi, Peter, Chair. I don't think really I've got anything to add to the report. It's detailed enough. I present attendance figures to you, as you know, several times a year. I've tried to reinstill that again now, you know, after we've had a pause over the last 12 months or something because of COVID. The figures are what they are. It'll come as no surprise to you as members that they are down compared to pre-COVID times. But you know, that's a picture that we're experiencing across Wales and probably across the UK and wider. We don't have figures to compare ourselves with other local authorities at the moment, no formal figures, but we do have regular meetings with our colleagues from different authorities around Wales, and the picture that we are getting from those conversations is very much mirroring what we've got and what we're experiencing here in Neath, Talbot. So yes, it's down. It is at the moment, you know, we are struggling. Some schools are struggling because of the Omicron. But you know, we've got a handle on it. We've got the EWO service that's out there. We are now focusing our work on the number of children that are not attending at all. That's one of our key priorities. I factored that into the report. You can see that there are some children that have not returned to school at all since September, and we're now starting to put action plans in, or we've been working with families for a long time, but we're now trying to formalise that with action plans for every single one of them to decide where we're going to go with them. And some of that may be court action, and that's what we're considering at the moment. We're coming, in some of these cases, to the end of the road. You'll know from previous reports when I've spoken to you that we've got a hardcore element of school refusers. That's pre-COVID and COVID times. You know, COVID hasn't changed that, and that's some of the discussions that we're having at the moment is how do we tackle them now moving forward, given the fact that fixed penalty notices are paused at the current time. Happy to take any questions you may have, though.
Alan, got any questions?
Well, not so much a question, but more of a comment in regards to the relationship between social services and education, which has always been good, but it's certainly, if anything's good to come out of COVID, it's that relationship is developing and getting better and better all the time, Chair. You know, we really are moving forward now as a joint directorate. So I just want to thank everyone, Andrew and your staff, for headlong into that and forging those relationships to make a better situation for our young people. So just and thanks so much, John, yeah, and Andrew.
Okay, thank you, John. Can I just ask, the fact that the new virus is affecting teachers, is that an excuse for parents not to send their children to school because the teacher is not there?
No, I don't think it's an excuse. And for this report, Peter, we have had some experience where there's been staff shortages. As you'll know, there seems to be hitting adult population quite hard with numbers in the NHS and other institutions. But that doesn't affect the attendance, because if a class or a school should shut, and we don't have any schools that shut at the moment, but if a class or something, that doesn't affect the attendance rate. So what you're seeing, the figures I'm presenting to you, are not as a result of teachers not being available or supply staff. These are purely figures that are that demonstrate availability of opportunity to attend school. Whereas when a teacher's not there, the opportunity isn't there. So that the marks are not reflective of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thanks, John. Thanks for that. Okay. So the report is on page the recommendation on page 155. Alan, are you happy to note? You're on mute, Al.
I'll say it a bit louder. Yes, happy to know that, Chair. Thanks.
Thanks very much. Okay. Shall we go on then to the agenda item 11, pastoral support programs? Is it Hayley taking this?
It is, yes, please, Chair. Yes, it's just for permission to consult on the new guidance, which we want really to strengthen our current processes and arrangements and bring into line with new legislation and practices. So it's for permission to consult on the new guidance.
Okay. Any questions, Alan? And we have read and taken into account the first stage integrated impact assessment and the recommendations on page 160 of the report pack.
More than happy to move that, Chair.
Thank you, Alan. So that's done. Okay. Agenda item 12, urgent items. I don't think there are any. Andre, there are none? No? No. Okay, thank you very much. So no further items. That comes to the end of business. Can I thank everybody for their input this afternoon, and thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you, Chair.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye all.
Bye all.